How's it going, guys? Cody, guys, back again, dropping yet another video. Right, guys, more prison news now. Nottinghamshire Live. Headline reads, Nottingham prison inmate died after 2 hospital visits. Now, guys, the thing is with Nottingham, shocking suicide rate at this prison particularly. And that and Walton Jail, every prison is failing prisoners' families on the daily, guys. So the story reads, a prison inmate died from a burst ulcer after 2 hospital visits whilst in custody, an inquest was told. Wayne Moore, 46, God bless him, may rest in peace, Wayne Moore, 46, set fire to his cell in the Nottingham prison before he was due to be put before the city's Crown Court. Assistant Coroner Ivan Cartwright told a jury at the Council House an inquest does not decide matters of criminal or civil responsibility. It is not a question of attribution of blame, simply to establish the facts. The hearing was told that he was accused of offence against a woman and held by Derbyshire Police on December the 8th, 2013. He began to vomit the next day and was taken to the Royal Derby Hospital. He was a patient there for 3 days. Gastroenterologist Dr. Adam Lawson said a camera was passed down the patient's throat and he was found to have a duodenal ulcer. Papers showed that he had a similar problem 2 years earlier, which he had treated at a hospital in Grimsby. The coroner asked if there were any symptoms that would suggest later that an ulcer had been perforated. I would expect the patient will become very unwell within hours, certainly a day. I can't say with any certainty what the perforation occurred, said Dr. Lawson. Richard Cocknell, who represents Mr. Moore's family, suggested that medics mistook the dosage already prescribed to Mr. Moore. They believed they had doubled it, but ordered exactly the same as he was taking, he said. After being released by the hospital, Mr. Moore was returned to police custody and appeared before magistrates on December the 13th. He was detained in Nottingham prison to await a Crown Court appearance, but he collapsed in his cell at 2:30 on December the 14th. An ambulance took him to the QMC, where he was checked. Tests were taken and he was returned to the jail. Mr. Moore set fire to his cell the next night, said Mr. Cartwright. He was moved into another cell after getting wet as the blaze was put out. At 7 a.m. on December the 16th, officers arrived to take him to Nottingham Crown Court. Mr. Cartwright said, Mr. Moore complained of being unwell and was not fully cooperating, but it was not deliberate or willfully. The escort officer was concerned about his condition. She found a nurse from prison healthcare who found him unresponsive, said Mr. Cartwright. Mr. Moore was alive in the ambulance but was pronounced dead at the QMC at 9:13 a.m. A post-mortem found the cause of death was peritonitis caused by a perforated ulcer. The inquest continues. Wow. Hospital on 2 occasions, guys. First time, they took him back to the police station to police custody. Second time was in hospital. And then he set himself on fire. That was obviously a call for help and was found unresponsive in his cell. Will they get compensation? Is it going to bring their loved one back? Absolutely not. Sad and tragic case, guys. Really, just prisoners' lives, man, were disposable. They don't care, do they? It's as simple as that. You can say what you want to say, but if you're not happy about the care your loved one's getting in prison, you can take it to the governor. You can speak to your loved one's solicitors and try and put judicial review of the prison, or go to the CQC. For those that don't know, the CQC is the Care Quality Commission. They are the watchdog for the NHS. That's my advice. Whether you stick to it or not, it's up to you. If you're worried about your loved one's health, safety and well-being whilst in prison, if you ring the prison and speak to a screw, they don't give a shit. They won't pass the message on. They say they will, they won't. You ring the prison, you speak. If there's a bereavement or you're worried about your loved ones, like they might have rang you and you can see that they're not there and they're talking about suicide or something, or like they're depressed, right? Ring the prison, ask to speak to the chaplain. The prison will be like, well, what's it about? Just say, I'd just like to speak to the chaplain, please. Speak to the chaplain. The chaplains are civilians that they work in the prison, and because they're religious, you've got obviously many different religions in prison. It's a very diverse place. Every religion is represented. Explain to that to the chaplain, say, look, here's my mobile number. Please, can you give me a call back as a matter of urgency? Please, can you go and check on him now? Please, I'm worried. Ordinarily, they're quite good, and they'll speak to the loved one as soon as they can, and they'll come back and they'll ring you on the phone and say, yes, I've spoken to him, he's fine, he's in a good place, he told me to pass a message. That's the best way to do it, because if you tell a prison officer, they'll say, yeah, that'll get passed on, and it won't. And then if your loved one takes his own life, it's just shocking. I'll leave you with that, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. Cody out.